That night, we were getting ready for district games. Eli was excited because this was one of our biggest games of our district, and he was making props for the pep club with me. We had been back and forth all night about different things. Finally, I said, "Okay, Eli, it's time for bed." We were exhausted. I laid down at about 10:15. At about 10:24, he sent me a message and said, "Hey, Mom, we can go get a coffee in the morning." And I said, "Go on to bed, Eli." By 11:45, his twin sister was coming into our room telling us Eli was hurt. We walked into the laundry room and found him. I tried to do CPR. The blood was coming out of his mouth, and I just couldn't. I was trying to keep his twin and his younger brother from seeing anything go on, and we called 911. And we did not know for sure that it was a gunshot wound until we got to the hospital.
At the hospital, Eli's parents were met by Kentucky police and were told their 16-year-old son was going to be medevaced to Louisville for treatment. But his chances for survival were not good.
We drove up there. By the time we got there, they had basically just put him in a room, and they come out to inform me and Shannon that there was nothing that they could do for you. We spent the next few hours trying to get people there so that they could say goodbye.
There were a bunch of cops there. Somebody handed them Eli's phone, and thank God that this officer used to work for the FBI. Noticed immediately that this was sextortion, within going through Eli's phone in 5 minutes. There was evidence of an AI photo.
The artificial intelligence photo was a nude image of Eli. The sender wanted a $3,000 ransom. Eli borrowed $50 from his older brother and sent it off.
He had forwarded that money to whoever these evil monsters are.
Those evil monsters are the newest enemies in an ongoing war against sextortion, using explicit images to blackmail people online. Its new state-of-the-art weapon is artificial intelligence apps. Criminals now take innocent social media photos and morph them into nude images. The naked photo of Eli Heacock wasn't real, but he did not know that. Within minutes after receiving threat after escalating threat, he took his own life.
Eli Heacock was your classic all-American teenage boy. The 16-year-old loved cheering on Caverna sports. He played tennis, ran track, and was learning how to drive.
State and federal agencies have reported skyrocketing numbers of sextortion attempts against teens. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children recently saw a nearly 150% increase in teen sextortion attempts reported to its hotline. Even more stunning were reports of fake manipulated photos made using generative AI, which are being sent to unsuspecting teens.
From 2023 to 2024, the cyber tip line saw over a 1,000% increase in reports concerning generative artificial intelligence.
The National Center knows of at least 36 teens who have taken their own lives because of AI extortion.
One of the biggest things when we're talking about cases of financial sextortion is always to remember it is not the child's fault. That offender is committing a crime by threatening and blackmailing that child. So it is incredibly important for children and parents to know that there is hope. The cyber tip line at the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children is here for you.
The FBI, the Department of Homeland Security, and law enforcement agencies across the country are urging parents to have that conversation with their kids.
Parents in today's technology age, they will hand a tablet or a phone to a child and just send them on their way. It's the ultimate babysitter, but it's like giving the keys to a brand new sports car to a very unfamiliar driver. You want to give them lessons on how to operate it correctly and safely. If we don't have those hard conversations with our kids, I can promise you there's somebody online that will have that conversation with them, when we're asleep, when we're away, or what have you.
The perpetrators of these crimes are often organized overseas syndicates using third-party payment apps, the FBI says.
This is their full-time job, is to be on the internet, scouring anything and everything. There's no one specific website or social media platform that they target all of them. It's a numbers game for them. The more they can hit, the more likely they are to get a victim that they can exploit. They'll instruct the victim to send the money to a specific individual through Cash App, a payment app, an individual in the U.S. who doesn't know what's happening. They just know that they've been hired by somebody to transfer money from one individual to another.
Such individuals are called money mules and charge a commission for transferring money into foreign accounts, according to the FBI. Many of these syndicates are based in West Africa, Brock says.
They are very aggressive. They're very vulgar. If someone were to say, I'm thinking of killing myself, they would encourage it and say, yes, you should. That's how aggressive they can be. They're not going to back off. They would even encourage it as a way to sort of amp this up, get the victim to then send money.
So what should a kid do in this situation?
Immediately stop contact, block them, turn off your device immediately, and tell your parent and let them take care of it from there.
Stopping these crimes has also become a political battle, making unusual allies of Republicans and Democrats in these divisive times. First Lady Melania Trump has been vocal on the issue as well.
It's heartbreaking to witness young teens, especially girls, grappling with the overwhelming challenges posed by malicious online content, like deepfakes.
On May 19th, President Trump signed a nonpartisan bill known as the Take It Down Act, which requires social media companies and others to remove images and videos, including deep fakes generated by artificial intelligence, within 48 hours of a victim's request. Eli's parents knew nothing about deep fake AI photos before their son took his life.
I stood in front of my son's casket with another 16-year-old boy crying his eyes out, and all he could say is, how? Why? Eli. I knew Eli. And he's not somebody that would have ever done this. And unfortunately, I had to tell him the truth. I had to tell him that the reason this happened is because right now, currently, there is a market for kids your age to steal from you and to lie to you and to take from your family. You don't want to be in mine and Shannon's shoes, where, you've lost your son, you have other kids you have to raise, and there's just times when you just break down and you just cry. It's hard.
Get away from me! Get away from me!
John and Shannon have 2 other children living at home. Eli's twin sister Palin and 14-year-old Channing. Inside their home, grief lives alongside anger.
Him and Palin, his twin, had a lot of dreams. And you stole those from us. You ripped those from us for $50. He was our tornado. Eli, he always had a different idea every day after school of something that he could do. He loved his siblings and loved to argue with them. Eli had a rare disease, so he was on a feeding tube for years. He overcome a lot of obstacles. You wouldn't get the quietness in the house that we have now if Eli was here.
Eli's mother and father want other parents to know that their family can be destroyed in under an hour by social media messages sent to their child.
It just takes just a moment for them to do this, and people need to understand that this is well organized, they are well financed, and they are ruthless. They're after our kids.
When they're done with your child, they'll move on to another.
This is Inside Edition Digital.